I'm going to be installing pannier racks and pannier bags. I have not unboxed them, and I'm hoping that it is not that product. And this has come from Motorcycle Adventure Products in New South Wales. My adventure bike already has this OEM Yamaha rack on it, which is a really nice solid unit. It's very heavy, and in order to fit the panniers on, this has to come off. So unboxing is going to be interesting. I only have handheld camera at this stage. That looks like the panniers. Motorcycle Adventure Products in New South Wales, look them up. That's the universal toolkit. More about that later. Some straps for the bags and 2 sets of frames, bolts, etc. These are the Hepco and Becker pannier frame. That's the bolts and screws and things with the instructions. Then I've got the universal toolkit. This end screws off, but surprisingly that only connects to the inside of the frames via 4 zip ties. Then we've got the panniers themselves here. These are inserts to stiffen up the panniers, some straps, internal dividers. Okay, so this is the pannier frames. Hook strap from Andystraps, andystraps.com.au. Mounting points here and here. And then between the foot pegs, a little bit fiddly. Nice and solid. This rail that goes across, that obviously allows shock, if you drop it on this side, to be transferred along this rail to the other side, so that this doesn't just collapse as soon as it hits the ground. Now this screw in here was a little bit fiddly. I had to use the open ender on that, but all the other 3 were socket. So that's the other side of the Andystraps strap hook. And then 2 Allen key sockets under there as well. In the instructions there are also 4 more screws provided, and I have a feeling that these 4 screws are related to the rack at the back, which I did not buy. 4 screws. Now that would be here and here. These go from there in under there, and that would, I think, fix this plate at the back, rack at the back, which now as I look at the bike, I think I'm obviously going to have to get. What I bought from Motorcycle Adventure Parts was a kit that included these 2 Monsoon 3 panniers from Enduristan, these 2 frames from Hepco and Becker. Now this is a really strong material, and they guarantee waterproofness. Internally it is just a cavity. Might look a little bigger this way. Into this, if you desire, goes a stiffener. And the stiffener obviously just gives you that square base in the bottom of the bag. But the stiffener itself is of a composite plastic type of material, So it's hard, but it will give without breaking your bike. And I think that's an important point. This is why I went for the soft luggage, because, you know, I am going to be new at doing the off-road thing. So I need to look at luggage that will protect me. And from all the read-ups that I did, the hard luggage tends to be a problem when people fall, and if their leg drags back under the pannier and you're traveling with hard cases such as the big BMW kits or the big aluminium cases that might bolt onto the side of the bike. If your leg gets caught under those when the bike goes down, one of the most common injuries is a broken ankle. And I cannot afford to have that kind of injury. Hence, I went for the soft luggage. There's no weight in these at the moment. So they're sitting a bit funny and they're not packing down properly. And I've only got them very minimally hooked on because I'm using the bike to commute to and from work. Looks like they're going to give me a lot of room. Gee, it looks wide compared to what I'm used to, scooting along just with a backpack or something on the seat. Hopefully I can work out a better way of tying this down. I can't see being able to do it properly without a rear carrier. Obviously this all looks a little bit untidy. If I put the rack on, the straps will sit a lot better. Aside from that, the quality of these is phenomenal. Enduristan are making a really good product. I can see that if I go out adventure riding, I'm going to want to fix these onto the racks and leave them on. Just work out of the top of the panniers, because for me personally, I'm not going to want to remove these to stay somewhere overnight. And then when I get back, take them off to wash, clean, all that kind of stuff. So, and I worked out what these are. So I may as well give you a quick look at that. So when you open up the pannier and look inside, lo and behold, I'll see if I can get some light in here, there are these Velcro sections. So these little pieces are going to sit down in there. You can already hear the Velcro attaching, and they are going to form areas that you could put in a divider. That way you can set up a little pocket, put some things in that won't move around. So, you know, look, a handy idea. Strangely enough, these are wider than the pannier itself.